Hi there, it's Debbie from Yoga on Main, and I have a short little sequence for kids. I actually have 14 grandkids, and I know not all of them are going to watch this, but some of them may really enjoy this, and I thought, shoot, I should just share it with everyone that has kids at home and might need a little bit of help with some basic activities. Anyways, let's begin by all you need today is just a nice, comfortable place to sit. So we're going to start our yoga practice today in a seated position. I just want you to bring your feet one in front of the other across your ankles and make yourself real comfortable right here. We're going to take a breath in through your nose and then just exhale. Release any tension. I just want you to take your hands and shake your fingers. So if you've been doing a lot of writing, drawing, working on your computers, this might help get some circulation back into your fingers, and then roll your wrist around like you're making a little circle, and then just take your hands together and just make like a wave, just like you're waving your hands. Look at the ocean, the rhythm of the ocean as you move back and forth, this beautiful water element that we're feeling right now, this fluidity, and then release. Now take your hands out in front. We're going to turn our palms up and breathe in like you're reaching towards me, and as you exhale, you're going to bring the hands to your shoulders. Take a big breath in as you reach towards me, wiggle your fingers, and as you exhale, place your hands back on your shoulders. Now one more big breath in, and this time we're just going to wrap our arms around our bodies, hugging yourself. Give yourself a hug. Think about all the people you miss right now, and you'd love to just give them a hug. Move back and forth, and then take your arms out wide, and then bring your palms together at your heart center once more. Now we're going to switch legs just to make sure that our legs don't fall asleep on us. So get your legs out in front and then switch. Now take your arms up overhead, and with this exhale, we're going to take our right hand to our left knee, or left hand to right knee, and right hand behind your back. Breathe in. And we're just going to take a little twist. So we're just going to look towards the right, and then inhale back up, and exhale, we're going to twist to the left. Take another breath, reach up, wiggle your fingers, and with this exhale, bring our hands to our heart. Now, take your hands down by your side. We're going to reach that right arm up, and then walk your left hand over, and then lower the left arm towards the mat. Breathe in, bring both arms up. And then take right hand down, walk it away, and then lower, bend the elbow. Inhale back to center. With this exhale, we bring our hands to our heart center. Now, we're going to come into a little forward fold. Just going to take the hands out in front, walk them as far away as you can, as your hips from your leg creases, and then lower down. Bring your hands in that prayer-like position. Just drop your head. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Last one. And then place your hands on your knees, save your back, and place yourself back up. Feels so good. Now, come onto your hands and knees like you're going to crawl. We call this tabletop position. So from your tabletop position, we're going to inhale, lift your tail, lift your head. We call this cow pose. And now you can move. And as you exhale, round and tuck, cat pose. So press yourself away, tuck your chin under like a mad or angry cat. Cat say meow. So inhale into cow and exhale cat. 2 more times. Breathe in, out, and then curl your toes underneath. We're going to walk our hands back and sit on our heels. Now for some people this might not feel comfortable, but it'll help stretch out your feet, your toes, your ankles, so relax. It also gets rid of any pent-up anger. So if you're angry because you can't go outside, it's rainy today, you can't go see your friends, just take a moment and squeeze your hands tight, squeeze your eyes shut, clench your teeth and frown. Squeezing those hands, and then relax, release the tension. Walk the hands back out and tap the toes into the mat. And we did a little wrist stretching earlier. We're going to take our fingertips towards your knees, and it feels kind of funny right now. And then take a breath. push your shoulders up as you push the hands into the mat. And then inhale, look forward, bend your elbows, and come into that cow pose once more. Exhale, round and squeeze, angry cat. One more little wrist stretch. And exhale. And then this feels really weird. You're going to take the back of your hands to the mat right now. Oh, wiggle those fingers. Just feel how it feels to get that back of your hands like a little massage right now. Now walk the hands out a little farther in front of you. Take a breath. And let your hips relax back towards your heels. And bring your eyebrow center towards the mat for a child pose. Now stay here for a breath. And exhale. Breathing in, we're going to round ourselves up into tabletop once more. Walk those hands out a little farther. And as you exhale, step the hips back and down. Inhale, back to table. This time I'm going to walk the hands out a little more, soften the elbows, and lower. Now see if you can drop your heart area towards the mat, keeping your hips right over your heels, and maybe crawl those hands out a little more. And get your chin towards the mat. We call this puppy pose. Breathe in and out. So from your puppy pose, we're going to draw the hands back, tuck the toes under, and then kind of like bar toes, and then lift the knees. And we're just going to hover right now for breath, making a strong core. Take a breath, look forward, and then as you exhale, squeeze your breath out. Lift your sit bones, hips up and back, and then drop the head. Pedal out the knees. We call this downward facing dog. And when you pedal your knees back and forth, it's walking the dog. So walk out your dog. And then as we breathe in, we're going to come into table. You all know what table is. Exhale, sit back and down, child pose. Inhale, table. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, table. Exhale, child pose. Now walk those hands out a little further. Round yourself back to table. Lift the knees. We're going to hover with the shoulders right over the hands. And then lift the sit bones up and back, kind of dropping the eyebrow center towards the mat. Look at your thumbs and bring your shoulders over your hands, high plank. Just going to pump back and forth a few times, building some strength. Take a breath and let it go. And then drop that right knee. Take that left hand over right towards the top of the mat, just a little bit more. And then we're going to lift our right leg, point the heel back towards the mat, flexing your foot. Take it towards the left. On an inhale, we're going to lift that right arm up. And as you exhale, look up at that right thumb. Take a breath. And hold. Breathe in. And as you exhale, we're going to lower the leg. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower. Two more. In. Out. Last one. Now this is what we call tiger pose. So right hand down. Bring your shoulders, one on top of your wrist. Bend the knee. We're going to reach back with the opposite hand this time. So left hand. Reach back, see if you can find right foot. And then look forward. Have you caught your tiger tail? Now return to your mat. Walk the hands out, tuck the toes, breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale into high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Two more. In, out. Last one, and then drop to the knees. Lift the left leg this time, flex the foot. Take the foot over to the right, and then lift that left hand up for that half moon pose once more. Breathe in, expand, and then hold. Activating all your core muscles right now. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, soften. Breathe it in. Out. Two more. And lower. Last one. Are we challenging your balance today? Now bring that left hand down. Keep that left leg lifted. Bend your knee. Reach back with right hand. Tiger pose. Challenging that balance. And then release that tiger tail to the mat. Now swing your feet over to the side once more. We're going to come into a butterfly position. So once we come into our butterfly position, see if you can bring the soles of the feet together and just move your knees up and down. I love butterfly pose. It really stretches out your hips. Just a little movement in the lower body, energizing, lubricating those hip joints. And when we're in this beautiful butterfly pose, we're going to breathe in. And once more, walk the hands forward and just lower down as far as feels good to you today. See if you can hold this for one more breath. In and out. And then place your hands on your knees and roll up nice and tall. Oh, like I promised, this wouldn't be very long, but I want to do a little standing balance today before we end. So bring the knees together, and I know most of you are a lot stronger than maybe your parents, because I love to do this, and I have a lot of yogis that find this quite challenging that are like your parents' age and your grandparents' age like me. So we're going to cross the feet and then place the balls of the feet on the earth and then rock back and forth. See if you can press the feet, lower the heels, and then like you're lifting yourself all the way up to standing position. And then shake your feet out, shake your legs out. Now, we're going to come into a little balancing. So before we come into our tree pose today, we're just going to place our hands on our waist or our leg creases, wherever feels the most comfortable for you. And then ground that left foot in the mat. We're going to take that right foot out. Make a circle with your right foot and point the foot forward. Bring your toes towards me, and then bring your toes back towards you. And then bend your knees. You can make a circle with your knee without touching the floor, and I touched. And then do it with the other side. Feel good? And then drop that right foot to the mat. Now grounding that right foot in the mat, we're going to lift the left foot. So take it out to the side, make a little circle both directions. Take the foot forward, point and bend, point and bend, and then lift your knee. So you can make a circle with that knee. Well, it's challenging, right? And then take it the other direction. Warming up those hip flexors. I'm going to drop it down. Now take your feet apart. You could jump if you want to, or you can just step apart. And then place your hands to your leg creases. We want to get to the whole hip area. So remember we talked about fluidity like water when we're doing our wrists like a wave? We're going to same thing with our hips. We're going to bend the knees, push your hips back, and then we're just going to roll forward. Let the hips come forward and then come to this side. So get into that tight hip area from sitting. Not being able to go outside today, or maybe your weather is prettier than mine. I've got some rain going on here. It's quite cold. I don't know what it is for you, but for me, it's chilly. And then we're going to come back to center after we work that whole body out. Now, jump your feet back together. And I love this next part. We've already shaken out our hands, so shake your feet out a little bit. And then we're going to take our right arm, we're going to make a circle. Whew, fun, isn't it? Now make that circle the opposite direction. Okay, now we're going to take this arm forward. And we're going to take this arm backwards. Now we're going to take this arm forward and this arm backwards at the same time. Can you do this? It's not like breaststroking. It's like one is coming forward while the other one's coming backwards. Let's see if you can do this. And then we're going to reverse. So this one's going to go backwards and this one's going to go forwards. Is one side better than the other? So this is supposed to help you balance out your right brain and your left brain. So if you're like me, I'm very right brain. I'm more creative. I'm more like to draw, do music, do yoga. And if you're more left brain, you're probably like math. You're like getting into the science projects. So this will help you balance out both. So if you're not really liking the art and those activities that you have to do in the music, well, this will help that. So last pose today, before we come into our final Savasana resting pose, is going to be a balance pose. So we're going to bring their feet together and place your hands at your heart center. So we want to come nice and tall, and then go ahead and bring your right foot towards your left calf or above your left knee on the inside of your left thigh. You want to stay strong on the left side and then bring hands right at your heart center. Now take a breath and exhale. 2 more. And release. Last breath. Are you balancing today? And then let's let ourselves out. Now if you're not, it's no big deal. Balances are challenging, and a lot of times I'm very challenged. So shake it off. Walk around in a circle. Let's get out of the head. Let's get into our body. So, balancing on the right foot this time. And I always start on my left because my right's better. Hands at your heart. We're going to bring the foot either to the calf, or we're going to pick it up and place it on our inner thigh, just not on your knee. And then staying strong on this side, bring hands to heart. And I like to call this a yogi choice. If you're really balancing and not struggling, take your hands out and up. Maybe you're going to lift a little higher like your tree is growing today. Spread your fingers, move your branches. Breathe in and then think of what kind of a beautiful tree you are. Out in my backyard, I see white pine, red buds right now. It is just gorgeous crabapple trees, dogwoods, so breathe in. I think today I would be a cherry blossom tree because I live in Washington, Indiana, and cherry blossom trees are just everywhere right now at their peak. So big breath in. See how long you can hold this pose and then gather all that energy back to your heart. And then safely exit your pose. Now, last pose, we're going to come back to our mat. I just step off to balance. I balance better off my mat. And we're going to lie down. So wherever you are today, take a moment to lie down on your back. And then bring the knees in towards your chest. And we call this just giving yourself a hug, basically. Rocking back and forth. And then we're just going to extend our feet up towards the sky. Remember that fluidity, that waterfall that we talked about? Or flowing water element? This is called waterfall pose. So take a breath. Close your eyes and let any anxiety flow out of your body like a waterfall right now. See if you can hold waterfall for 2 more breaths. Last one. Now bend your knees, bring them back in towards your chest. Rock back and forth and roll over to your side. Stay here in this little fetal position for a breath. Whenever you're ready, press yourself up. And we'll come back into that position that we started in today. Place your hands at your heart. Thank you for practicing with me, and thank yourself for doing some yoga. You've strengthened, you've stretched, and you've balanced. Much peace, much love. Namaste.